What is the most beautiful scene you've ever seen in a TV show? I'm a firm believer that in order for a beautiful scene to work, it has to have a build-up. Yeah, I know, it's basic storytelling 101, but what I mean is, in order for a scene to have any emotional impact, it has to have another scene that's equally as impactful. For instance, a silent voice. Throughout the whole movie, Shoyo Ishida saw stickers in front of people's eyes. He blocks them out and avoids eye contact with people, because if he allows people to look at him in the eyes, he's afraid they'll see the ugly soul behind those eyes. He's afraid of opening up to others. But in the end, he starts letting people in. He finally looks them in the eyes and allows those stickers to come off. He allows people to see him for who he is now, not who he was then. It's a beautiful scene with a beautiful payoff. Another example I can give comes from Attack on Titan. Ironic, isn't it? One of the most beautiful scenes I've ever seen in any TV show comes from one of the most gruesome, most violent anime of all time. Wait, is it one of the most gruesome ones? I could have sworn there was another. Oh, fuck! Attack on Titan is a show that needs no introduction. People who regularly watch anime adore it. People who don't watch anime also adore it. It's the most beloved anime of its generation, and it's praised as the best anime, period. Which I agree with. But how does this come into play with the title? What beautiful scene am I even talking about? Season 3, Episode 12. The night of the battle to retake the wall. But before I talk about that scene, I gotta explain the setup that led to it. I'm not gonna explain every single detail that led to that scene, otherwise this video would be an hour long. I'll just give a basic rundown on how we got here. We begin the show with Eren Yeager, our protagonist, and his friend Mikasa Ackerman. They reside in Shiganshina, a village surrounded by massive walls. Despite the intimidating walls, the village itself is actually peaceful, calm, and beautiful. Outside of those walls are the Titans, massive, overly strong creatures who devour humans. For a whole century, the walls have protected the people and given them security. Until one day, out of nowhere, the Colossal Titan knocks on the wall a bit too hard. The entrance to Wall Maria has been destroyed. Titans begin to enter Shiganshina, eating people left and right, and to make matters worse, an armored Titan breaks the other side of the wall, allowing the Titans to go entirely through Wall Maria. Nearly 260,000 people died that day, including Eren's mom. This is where humanity changed forever. That's the beginning of one of the best shows ever made. Anyways, I'm off track. The Scouts are a team of brave soldiers who go outside the walls and try to reclaim Wall Maria. But along the way, they also try to find out the mysterious nature behind the Titans, the mystery behind the wall's creation, and most importantly, they try to reclaim the land that rightfully belonged to them. Fast forward a bit, and many things have been discovered. For one, Grisha Yeager's basement is the key to finding out the true nature of the Titans. They find out that Eren is a Titan shifter and that there are more just like him. Fast forward to Season 2, and they find out that those Titan shifters, like Eren, are also in the Scouts. The traitors are eventually revealed and identified as Annie, Raynor, and Bird Cult. Butthole. His name's Butthole. Skip a bit forward and we get to Season 3. Throughout the whole show and throughout every Scout mission, there's always been one thing that's been inevitable. Sacrifice. Every mission they lose a soldier. They risk their lives day by day just to find the truth behind their walls. The price of freedom is high. A mother loses her son and a father loses his daughter every time those gates open. And sometimes their deaths are in vain. I mean, for fuck's sakes, it was literally in the first episode.
息子がモーゼスが見当たらないんですが、息子はどこでしょうか。
モーゼスの母親だ。持ってこい。それだけしか取り返せませんでした。
でも息子は 役に立ったんですよね。何か直接の手柄はなくても、息子の死は人類の反撃の糧になったんですよね。
いや、今回の調査で我々は何の成果も得られませんでした。奴らの正体を仕留めることができませんでした。
It's a tough job, but eventually, with Eren, they gain the hardening ability. They gain an advantage over the traitors. They blocked the hole in the wall in Season 1. They've won fights with the traitors before. And so, in having all this information, the scouts are finally confident enough to head on a mission to retake Wall Maria and find out the secrets in Grisha's basement. This has been 3 seasons in the making. Fuck that. Years in the making. Many have died and sacrificed for this moment. So before they leave, the scouts have an early victory party. They celebrate it with meat, which, in this world especially, meat is rare and valuable. They celebrate that day. A bit too hard, but they enjoy themselves. The next day, the scouts are ready to leave. But before they leave, they hear voices behind them. The people of the village. Usually, when we see people of the village, they're portrayed as ungrateful and pessimistic. They're cold and they think that the scouts have achieved nothing for humanity, but instead doomed them. It's easy to criticize within the walls. But at this moment, the people are actually hoping for the scouts' safety. They pray they'll come back in one piece. The scouts are shocked. They can't remember the last time they had this type of send-off. Actually, they've never had this type of send-off before. Some of the scouts cheer prematurely, and Commander Erwin sees this and smiles. Usually, Erwin is a stoic badass. I mean, for fuck's sakes, while in battle, his arm was bitten by a titan, and you know what he says after that? He doesn't scream, he doesn't sob. He yells at his comrades to keep moving forward and go with the mission. Erwin is a man who can't even afford to laugh. Every minute has to be dedicated to the mission, and he can't afford to hope. In this line of work, hope is the first thing that gets ripped from you. So it catches us off guard that, of all people, Erwin is the one who raises his fist in the air and has a triumphant scream. The crowd is hopeful, they're grateful, they finally have faith in the scouts, and the scouts have faith in humanity prevailing. Erwin raises his sword and begins the final operation. The scouts ride their horses toward Shiganshina to retake the wall. This is the fight of their lives. This is the fight of humanity, the fight of the century. If you've seen the show, you know how this will end. You know that the episodes that follow are tragic. But that doesn't matter to me. What I love about this scene, the thing that stands out for me, is that throughout the whole show, people are being torn limb from limb. People die in vain. The people fight against each other, betray one another. And it seems that's all there is to their lives. Just constant suffering and agony. It seems like unanswered questions are all they'll have. And it's just beautiful that amongst all that, they found a way for humanity to fight, for their deaths to not be in vain. It's beautiful that amongst those very difficult times, they found the strength, they found the courage to hope. And it's because of that hope that the operation of Wall Maria was even successful. To me, this one scene is the most beautiful scene in any show I've ever watched.